What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Docs Daily. It is Monday, July 28th. We are live full effect, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm joined with Craig Trapp. Here on a Monday, no Nick, no Griffin. They are in a golf tournament for charity. That's the word around town. So they're off today for some golf. So if you see them around town, snap a picture because I think they're just at the Waffle House. I'm just saying. We are live in full effect, though. Don't forget to check us out on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Otherwise, we're here Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern, breaking down some MLB. Drop in the comments what you're down with today. Side total, prop, or otherwise. There's 2 WNBA games on today. We have football this week, Craig Trapp. Thursday, yep. I might have my Lions shirt on. Might have some Lions. Had to break out some Lions gear this week. And my Tigers finally won a game. Thank you, Jesus. But I don't know. I don't know about today. Don't get too carried away, Tiger fans. What do you got going on? How was your weekend for you, Craig?
Weekend to forget. Every bad thing that can happen. On Thursday, I lost that 8-unit game of the top play, for CFL. When the quarterback went down. Since then, it was like finally yesterday I went 1-1-1 with a nice little profit yesterday, so I was happy. But even then, it was 8-1 in the third inning. I had the over, had 9, the over 9 in the I think it was Texas, and they didn't score another run in the last 6 innings. So that's a tough push even. So that's just, but maybe a push isn't a loss. A little profit yesterday. 6-unit top prop play today.
Okay.
I don't put a lot of top props out. I put a prop out every day, but not 5, 6, 7, 8 units. But I really like this one today. I think it gets it home. And I got a little special for everybody. If you text this number, 740-760-1131. So let me put it in the comments. If you text this number, you text your name to this number. I've got some Christmas in July specials. So 2 weeks for the price of one, all sports, $99. 2 months for the price of one, $299 all sports, or the year pass, $999. So make sure you check that out if you want in on just the last few days. Christmas in July. After that, deal goes away. So, but just text your name to that number, and you'll be set up. So text your name to that number. It's pretty simple. That's my text. That's my direct to me. I'll just send you the link, and then you want to get in, get in. If not, don't get in. All right. But I think, though, the one people that have been hot with us, Lenny, I think, do you have the Midwest Syndicates record? Isn't it like 9-2?
I think I do somewhere. Hold on. We were just talking about this.
Oh, they're 9-2 the last
12-5.
12-5.
12-5 is what I have for last week. Is what I have for the Midwest Syndicate. 12-5, up 21.60 if you're $100 better.
Yeah. So make sure you get in on that. How to get in on it, Lenny? Give them the
text the word Midwest to 29022. I have that right there. Text that word 29022. You get a free trial of the text service, the Midwest Syndicate text service. You want to join, join. You don't want to join, don't join. Either way, it's a text service. All the plays come to you on your fancy dancy little phone, whether it's your flip phone, Obama phone, whatever phone you're working with. It'll come right to you on the text service. So get in on that. Level 1 play is out for the YouTube premium members. By the way, $19.99 for level 2 Indian Cowboy. Premium Plus is $49.99. 3 Doc Expert plays from Craig Trapp. 2, 3, 4 unit plays randomly selected every day, 7 days a week. Level 1, you only get 5. They only make me do it 5 days a week. So I took Saturday and Sunday off.
Was it $4.99, Lenny?
$4.99. It's $5.
We got to change this screenshot.
I got to change this graphic, and I got a lot of stuff coming out. Tony George has got some NFL videos dropping a couple days this week. Scott Spreiter's got a line manipulation video coming out for MLB to help you get
that $4.99, Lenny. Don't forget that $4.99 isn't just Lenny's place. You get exclusive access early.
That's what I was getting to.
All these guys. So like this,
all those videos you get at least 24 hours ahead.
20 videos a month for $5 plus. And like when we Tony George's gridiron, isn't it called the Gridiron 6-pack? So that will be one of them that you will get early. You're going to get IC and I will do every game, both college football and NFL, at least for the first few weeks of the season to kind of give you all you need to know. That will come out early. And the key with that is lines. Lines move a ridiculous
Lines move all the time.
So, like, you know, if we do a video on Tuesday or Wednesday and it doesn't come out to Thursday or Friday, yeah, we'll still like to play. But if it goes from 6.5 to 7, you might get a push. So, like, that's extra big. So
yeah, I'll make a better graphic, I promise, this week for the levels, all three. The link is in the description of the video, and the description of this video does explain level 1, 2, and 3. I think an underrated thing that we don't talk about, no matter what level you get, if you get 2 or 3, you get the one below it as well. So if you get level 3, you just get all of them. Yep. You just get everything. If you get 2, level 1 is included. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. The early access, excuse me. We're gonna have a lot of pre-recorded stuff. You mentioned opening like early lines, opening line reports, stuff like that. We're gonna have you'll get early access to all that stuff in the YouTube memberships where it needs to be. And I'll tell you what, sometimes Lane gets a you know what up is you know what, and I give a few memberships away. Saturday I gave 5 away. Last week, I gave another 5 away. I'm like Oprah up in this mug. I'm like, you get a membership. You get a membership. And I'll tell you what, that's straight out of my pocket, those 5 members. That's $25 whole. Pizza money parlay. It's probably saved me money. But, yeah, go ahead.
But remember, even if you're on level 1, you'll get a little sprinkle of the level 3 every once in a while. IC will give a level 2 just so you can see kind of what you're missing out on. We kind of, whet your appetite. You'll get one of the Premium Plus videos usually per week and one of the IC's videos, maybe not every week, but every other week. So you actually get more than what you're paying for on all of our stuff. We always try to over-deliver.
Abe's on here. How we doing, Abe? How we doing? Abe reminds me in the level 1 that all last week I had a hard time giving out. When I gave out the play, I didn't give out if I like a 2-unit, 3-unit, whatever. And I didn't even think to do that until he mentioned it. And then I've been rolling with some 3-unit plays. Yes, only profitable YouTube product right now. Hey, listen, streaks. I just started. Last week was a week. Last week was a week for Lenny. We were good last week. So get in on everything while you can. What do you got? What do you like today, MLB? Let's give out because it's just the two of us. So
I mean, there's a couple.
I have 2 things though I want to talk about real quick. We want to talk about MLB, but there's 2 MLB or WNBA games, and you're the guy I want to talk to you about this. There's some big numbers in the WNBA. Is that a sign to get on, or is that a sign for me to walk away? Because I want to bet the WNBA. Boss man, I've said this for years. I want to bet the WNBA.
I don't bet a lot of WNBA. I probably have 3 plays, maybe 4 a month. So we're talking 1 a week type of thing. I just be careful with those big numbers because you think, they're going to cover. I will say the Premium Plus, one of the cappers did like the Sun today. So sprinkle on the Sun a little bit. I think it was, I don't know if it's 3 units or 4 units, but that was in between those for sure. But be careful because it's the time of year after that All-Star break that it kind of gets a little wanky. We've seen days where all the underdogs win here just recently, and we've seen days where all the favorites win. So it's not like you can just, one or the other. But today, for sure, the Sun is one of the Premium Plus plays for yous that want to get in on that. But Lenny, this is what we 4 days, right? We have 4 days for the trade deadline. So 28, 29, 30, 31st.
Yeah, 31st is the trade deadline. It's Thursday.
We've already seen
teams. Until Thursday.
We've seen some teams make some moves. Tony George, interesting. Lugo signs up for a 2-year extension. So it sounds like he's not going to be traded. So that was kind of big news out there. I think a lot of teams maybe were hoping that the Cy Young, did he win the Cy Young or finish second last year?
He was finished second, but he's been in the hunt last
until this year. This year, I don't think.
Yeah, this year he's had a rough start.
Not that bad. He's just not as good as he was last year,
which is natural. I don't expect Tarek Skubal to be like this the remainder of his career.
I do. Fee for the Cardinals gets traded, which he'd been struggling. So that's not people think maybe you can fix a guy if you think you have something like Alcantara. I think that if you trade for him, you have to think that you know why he's struggling this year and that you can fix it. Because if you trade and give up a bunch of prospects thinking he's going to, and you don't know what's wrong, that's just dumb. I would not be a guy that if I was a team, I would be going after him. So interesting, but also dangerous this time of year, because as teams trade, if a guy, like if I like a play today, which I do, I like a couple plays. If I like a play, and then between now and the game time, that one of the guys that, is a key guy to the team gets traded, it can have drastic effects one way or the other. Like it can be like, oh, let's rally around with, maybe it was a cancel the locker room, like Boston when they Devers went out. Or maybe it's a guy that everybody likes and it's just a big downer and the team gets just bombed that day. So be really careful the next 4 days, just because you don't know when those trades are going to be made during the day. We saw what game was it they trade during the game and the guy's like hugging his teammates.
Yeah, I remember. I'm telling you. So listen, I've been saying this for a couple of weeks. We've been talking about trade deadline. I've been saying the Tigers are going to make a move with the Diamondbacks, and they're playing the Diamondbacks right now. Today's game 1 of the series, and going in through this, I'm convinced that I'm hoping that there's a call across the hall, and hey, don't suit up. You got to come to the other locker room kind of situation. I want a third baseman. I want one of their pitchers. I want. We are a needy bunch, Tiger fans, and we want it all. But that's the team. The Arizona Diamondbacks, I think, probably can get the most haul right now for some stuff. Them in Miami. But then again, Miami's playing really, really good right now.
I can't imagine they're going to be buyers. They got to be sellers.
I don't think they're buyers, but
they got to be sellers.
I saw a stat. They're like 20. They've won.
I know they've been great the last month, but you have to be honest with yourself as ownership and as the GM. Is it sustainable? Can you do what you did the last month? If you did, you're going to be in the playoffs. But if you don't think it's sustainable, which I don't believe so, then you have to just say, hey, this is a great push. We're not going to trade everybody, but we want to build our year. Like next year, the year after is probably, they're be more likely that they would compete.
I mean, they're not going to take the division by any means, but 6 games out of the wild card.
Are there 2 teams in front of them? Yeah, the Phillies
and the Mets.
And they're fairly big amount between them, so they're not going to.
They're not right.
They could get the last wild card or the second wild card.
Over the Reds are in front of them for wild card. The Padres, the Giants, and St. Louis, and Arizona. Arizona's tied with them right now. So I really think that spot right there. I think Minnesota's a seller.
But when there's 4 teams in front of you, that is a lot of work to do, because it's not just you have to do well. You have to hope the teams in front of you don't do well. So that's I think they'll still be sellers. I think Arizona's going to be sellers. What they've done since, I just don't think it's been enough to convince that they're going to make a big move. Texas is the team that's made the big move. Like Texas, since the All-Star break's been great. Now they're above 500. You're looking at, I think they would be, I won't say a lock to make the wild card, but I think they have a much winnable division. I think they're probably going to make the wild card, especially the way they're playing. Vivaldi, if he can stay healthy, like that pitching staff they just got to hit. That team's just got to hit. But I just buyer beware this week. Just be careful. You might want to wait until the last minute to put your bets in, which means sometimes you're not going to get as good odds. That's just fact. You have to know that. But I'd rather instead of laying, say, -120, lay -130. But I know there was no trades made in those 6 hours before the game, because you can't opt out. You can't cancel your bet in most sports books when that happens. So you're kind of stuck with it. So I would just wait till game time, even if that means you get a little less. Usually I say don't wait, but I would wait on this one. So let's talk, Lenny, let's talk about your Tigers, though. That if you would have said last week, hey, they were struggling, the one guy that was going to end it wasn't Scooble, I would have been like, no way.
I bet the Blue Jays.
I had a +1.5. I thought it was going to. I figured they might win 1-0, 2-1.
I've been on the Blue Jays since they came out the All-Star break. They're hot. I'm on the Blue Jays today. I like the Blue Jays. And the Tigers. I can't imagine. Why even as a fan, I wasn't gonna. You could have bet Scooble first 5. I would have been about that. But that bullpen is a problem.
Well, they've used them up. They've used them up a lot.
Like they're sporting a 9 ERA or some crap right now in the last 10 games.
Why is Eflin today? I mean, he has been god awful this year. Why is he only minus 105 today? Like, Toronto's the hottest team in baseball the last 3 months. I mean, it's
It does
not
look a
like
little
short term.
sketchy.
It's like, what is going on here? I mean,
Jeez,
like,
yeah.
I like him. I like the Blue Jays today.
I like the Blue Jays to make a run at the. We talked about this on betting outside the box, which there will not be a betting outside the box tonight. It is tomorrow, emergency show tomorrow, and that's at 6:00 Eastern. So check that out tomorrow with Raphael and I. But I think the Blue Jays have a shot at this division.
Now the Judge is hurt. Judge is
Yeah.
hurt. I mean, and yes, you expect him back in a couple of weeks, and you think he'll be just the Judge of all. That doesn't always happen with injuries. Sometimes they linger. Sometimes they come back, and it takes them a week or two. You get much further behind Toronto, you're not winning because, one, Tampa Bay's a solid team that you're going to be playing a bunch. Boston's been playing great, and then you're going to play that Toronto too. So it's a tough division when every team in the division is solid. You can't afford this. I think the Yankees are a bet against. Today, I think they're a bet against here for the next week or two. Out of this division, I would much rather have the other 3 teams right now than the Yankees if I was, as far as short-term betting.
I'll tell you what, it was supposed to be Casey Mize on the mound for the Tigers, and it moved to Melton, Troy Melton or whatever. And I'm going to tell you right now, that just tells me everything I need to know. It's coming, folks. The Tigers are about to change the world of MLB. They're going to make a move out of all moves. They're going to trade for everybody. That's my prediction.
I do think they're going to aim for a starter. I just don't think they're going to I don't think they're putting all their chips in to win this year. Like, I don't think they're like, hey, we'll trade our top 2 prospects if that means we can get a top flight pitcher.
You have 5 guys in the top 100 MLB prospects in the league. 5.
But that's why I think they're going to stand pat, because they're like, listen, we're doing what we're doing now.
Why can't you give away 2 and still make a run now and have 3?
They might give away 1 or 2. because
I don't know
what it's going to take.
The problem. You need a bullpen.
Like, who do you want?
You need a strike and swing guy.
You're a Tigers guy, so we'll just say you're a Tigers radio. Who do you want starting pitching that would be available? Let's just say, who would you want? So you're talking about Arizona, Miami, Colorado, White Sox.
I like the guy from Miami, the pitcher, the young guy. God, why can't I think of his name right now? Hold on.
Kelly's the guy I think you guys should be going after.
Merle Kelly's the second on my list, but
I think he would be awesome. I think he'd be your number 2, and it moves everybody down. I think it could fix some of their woes pretty quickly, like plug and play type guy.
I mean, that could be a big move right there. You could be, but
I don't think it would take.
I want to if they do not trade for a relief pitcher, just stop. I'm going to stop talking about Tiger baseball.
What's the guy? Right, what's the second pitcher for the Pirates? He's available. It sounds like.
I heard Tiger fans talking about getting Paul Skeens. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen.
Not that happen.
Like, I laugh. I laughed.
I'm terrible with names.
Twitter's perfect for.
But I'm telling you, I don't know if the Tigers and I don't know if just one pitcher is enough to win it all this year. I think they need to add some. I like their bullpen, but they've used them up so much. They could use a couple other arms. Just
Mitch Keller's who you're thinking.
Keller, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a number 2.
I don't want Mitch Keller. He's not a number 2.
He's not a number 2, but he's a 3. You can plug him. He would be your 3rd best pitcher right now, which that's depth is. You got to think. You need 3 pitchers in the playoffs.
Horrible, though.
You need 3 pitchers in the playoffs. You have 1 that you can really depend on.
Casey Mize, I feel like, is 50-50, and Jack Flaherty shows signs. So I feel like
3 and 4.
We have
4 type guys. Those are like if you could put a 2 and then you put one of them as 3, and everybody moves down.
I think it's more important to have a swing and miss, a whiff kind of bullpen guy. We don't have a guy that could just go out there and throw it as hard as you can and just make a miss. We don't have.
I kind of thought Chapman might be available, but it sounds like he is not. Bullpen arms, they get traded a lot more often because it doesn't take as much to get them. That's just facts. It doesn't take that much to get bullpen help. So I do think they'll get some bullpen help. I don't know.
I like
the
this.
American League is of the two leagues, though. I would rather be in the American League.
Yeah.
Bassett over 5.5 strikeouts. That's not terrible play. Bassett's not the biggest. Like, he can go.
He's not the biggest strike and miss guy, but or swing and miss guy. But Baltimore is just
they do strike out a lot. Like, Baltimore is the most disappointing team in baseball. Them and the Braves. So of the two leagues, those are two for sure. The two teams, and it'll be interesting if Baltimore sells, because you could make an argument that they just had everybody just had off years. You plug them in next year, they're going to be good.
Yeah, I don't
then
think
you can make the argument that this is like the beginning of the end, and like, hey, we need to kind of like blow this up. Eflin's a guy that just when they traded him from the Rays, he was a number 1-2 type pitcher, and he looked great when he first got there. But this year, he's been awful. So we'll see what he does today. Maybe if he has a good game today, maybe somebody's out there will tickle enough, dangle enough bait in front of him that they'll trade for him.
I like the Marlins also today. I took a stab on the Marlins against the Cardinals. It was almost the level 1 premium play, which it wasn't. But this guy, so Cabrera is one of those guys that might be a tiger at the end of the week.
Hey, you want a strikeout prop today? You take the over 4.5, and he's went over in 10 straight. He's averaging 5.9 in his last 10 games, 5.41 on the year. He's went over this total. He's went over 4.5 in every start of the last 10. A lot of them are 5s, so you might have to sweat this a little bit, but he's been really good this year. I mean,
it's a nice price. You can find that from 115 to 125.
Yep. That's a nice little, I saw that. I sometimes worry when you get these really long streaks, because it's like, the one I bet it'd be the one he has the dud where he goes, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts or something. But a little free play that I like, I just kind of think you keep playing this Texas team.
Oh, like, God, yeah.
Texas minus 1.5. Like, DeGrom is like, I keep waiting for the shoe to drop with DeGrom, because I just, injuries has been a big issue in his career. 2.9, I think, on the ERA. I mean, he has been great. The crazy thing is Texas isn't better, because if you'd have said, how does Texas struggle this year, I would have said their pitchers get injured, which Evaldi did a little bit. But like DeGrom, that would have been the guy I would have thought. But he's been great.
Right, he would have been the guy.
I think he has another great outing here today. This is an Angels team that's kind of feast or famine. They can strike out a lot. But I mean, the Angels are still only 4 games below 500, which is like
they're still they just don't go away, the Angels. And
I would have thought it was Ron Washington, but he's been out for what? Like, he's out for the rest of the year for what, about a month now? He's been
gone. And who'd have thought Mike Trout would still be around?
Well, I mean, he's already had his stint on the team.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's not done for the season.
He has a no trade clause, right? So I think he's
he's never going anywhere. I think
dude, I feel so bad, because there was a 4-year period. Mike Trout was the best player in baseball, and he's just played on irrelevant Angels team that can't, I mean, they had Ohtani and Trout at the same time and didn't make the playoffs. Like, how in the frick does that happen? Like, the best 2 position players in baseball were on the same team. And
he's going to go down as one of those guys that just didn't win anything in his life, but he's one of the best players.
Like Calvin Johnson of your era.
100%.
Like, if Calvin Johnson was on the Patriots and won a couple titles, you're talking about one of the greatest receivers of all time. Plus, I think he would have played longer if he was winning too. Like, he was just tired of
that. Plays into it a little bit, for sure.
And once you you're probably not. You're into a career. You're like, dude, I'm not going to win. Like, what's the motivation to go get yourself ready enough? So like, Trout is that guy. But imagine if they could push this year and make the playoffs and give this guy a shot in the playoffs. That would be something. And the American League is
just one guy. It's just one guy. It's not like football where one quarterback go out there and win you the game. It's not.
But you look at his year. He's not having that.
He can't do it all.
He's not having like Mike Trout, like Hall of Fame year. So for them to only be this far back and him not to be putting up ridiculous numbers is kind of crazy. Like, but I think it speaks more to the American League. I just think the American League is just average compared to the National League. The National League, I think, is like, if you go 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, and you just go all the way down as far as just pure wins this year, the American League would be far inferior. They would lose those head-to-head matchups, I think, almost all of them. That doesn't mean they won't win the World Series, because
I think the American League's a little top heavy, for sure. Where the National
I don't think they have any
deeper.
Top. The best team is the Blue Jays right now in the American League, right? Record wise,
yes,
like, they're a very good team, but they wouldn't scare me. Like,
they're the best team in baseball, period.
Like Dodgers, you don't think that, like, if the Dodgers played a 7-game series, the Dodgers would be significantly favored. Even if it was at Toronto, if they had the home, it would be like minus 180 to 190, I'm guessing. That's to win it. Maybe even more. Maybe even more.
I don't know. Maybe we put money on the Blue Jays to win the World Series right now. Trump's beefing with Canada. It plays right into the script. Plays right into the script, folks.
Hey, how about this game today though? Early
balls to get a home run.
Like, what do you think of the Cubs Brewers? The Cubs Brewers has been. I mean, you're talking about the Brewers are 62 wins, 62-43. So are the Cubs. I mean, like, these are been exceptional teams. You have the young ace Mizorowski, or the young future ace Mizorowski on the mound with Boyd. Boyd's been great this year, lefty. And you're getting Brewers a little bit of an underdog here. I kind of think you got to go with the Brewers. Mizorowski, I keep waiting for the shoe to drop. It has not happened.
So I kind of went. I took a stab on Milwaukee first 5, and that was at minus 110 to minus 115. And I'm going to take a stab there because I do like this I call him Maserati, Mizorowski kid or whatever. Matthew Boyd is Matthew Boyd. He's going to go out there and do one. I really feel like I could probably push this bet on Milwaukee first 5, but I'm not.
I mean, he had 12 strikeouts against the Dodgers.
This might be one of those ones where you go Milwaukee first 5 and then Cubs full game. I mean, because
I think if it's a close game, the Cubs win. I really feel like the Brewers are going to win in a landslide here. I just think Mizorowski's that good. He 12 strikeouts against the Dodgers last time out. I mean, this dude has been, until you faced a guy, you could see him on tape all you want. Until you faced him a time or two, I think the pitchers always have the edge. So I think he'll be pretty good today and really rest of this year, because a lot of times you're not faced, because the way that, you might not face team twice. When you only have 3-game series. So it'll be interesting to see how they do, because if he could keep this up, they're for a real shot to win it all this year, because now their pitching staff, Peralta, him, can't think of the third. I'm missing somebody. Quintana's been good, right, for them.
Quintana's been good, yeah.
But I think he's really kind of like their fourth now. So it's like they have a very good pitching staff. The Cubs have the better offense. Maybe not lately.
Brandon
Woodruff, yeah, he's been great. Even though he's only pitched he's only
Quinn Priester. They still have him. I mean, they have a starting rotation, the Milwaukee Brewers,
especially if Mizorowski. Now it'll be interesting what they do, because the always thing. The Reds have Burns on the mound today, where all these big money pitchers that are first-round draft picks, and they bring them up early in the year, like both of these teams did. What do you do when they start getting, like they've never pitched 20 starts, 25 starts? Like, what do you do towards the end of the year? Do you start skipping starts or extended so that you try to save their arms a little bit? Because the last thing you want to do is, blow one of these guys' arms out, trying to make a push to the playoffs. So it'll be interesting what these teams do. Maybe they do have 6 starters. They could go to a 6 start, where basically he gets an extra 2 or 3 days from now on.
Yeah. I mean, but they could be sellers too. I mean, they could get rid of one of those guys.
No, the Brewers aren't selling anybody, because if you look at their payroll, the Brewers are at a nice spot in their payroll.
I know. I'm just saying, to create depth in a different position. I mean, they're in the best situation ever.
I don't think the Brewers need to do
anything.
Yeah, I don't think there's not like the Brewers, everybody could always use a bullpen arm. Everybody could use some depth off the bench, but I don't think they have to have anything. The Cubs are the guy that I think the Cubs could use. They could use a starter, and they could use definitely a bat off the bench to give them a little depth.
Me and Nick Mencken been talking about this for weeks. The Cubs and the Tigers are the same team. They both need the same type situation. They need
they're better. They're a little better on offense than the Tigers, and the Tigers are a little better, because they have the best pitcher in baseball. So it's like, if the Cubs if you put Scooble on the Cubs and say took Boyd off, the Cubs are World Series. Like,
if we got Matthew Boyd, I feel like the Tigers are World Series.
Right. If you didn't lose Scooble, I'm just saying if you just switched those two.
Yeah.
Because Scooble's that much better. I mean, he's a guy that if you have to face him 3 times, if you can get him 3 times in a series, You feel like you're going to win the series if you're the Tigers.
Tell me last question, and we're going to leave. How do you not bet the Nerfy on the Cubs Brewers? And I get it. It's juicy. I mean, you could minus 150-ish. I mean,
I would rather play the under the first 5 innings, to be very honest, than that one. These Nerfies have killed me the last month. I mean, I've lost 2 where it was 1-0 for the game, but they scored 1 in the first inning. I lost, and I'm like, dude, why did I play the Nerfy and the under? Because if you play the Nerfy and the under, because he hit guy hits a solo home run in the first inning, you lose. It's like, oh, that's brutal. So yeah, I kind of like the under a little more in the first 5 innings if I was in between. And if you don't have to pay that juice too. That's the juicy part is where it double hits you. It's like, oh, okay, now I lost and I had to lay minus 160 or minus 1.
I can get under 4 at minus 125, and I can have that backdoor push in my pocket. Yeah, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Tell them what you got going on the site before we leave.
Go over to the website. Text the number 740. You have that up? Put that up. 740-760-1131. Just text me your name, and I'll text you back the link. 2 weeks for the price of $199, 2 months for the price of $1,299. And let me tell you, it's $600 to buy all sports for 2 weeks. It's almost $1,000 to buy for 2 months all sports. So it's a ridiculous deal. And then the year pass, $999. That is the alphabet, not the whole sports, all 3 of them. If you bought all the passes, it'd be over $3,000. So these are the one-time prices from now to the end of the month. So make sure you get in on it.
End of July and Christmas. I like it. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. Tony George will be joining us. We'll be talking more football probably as we get closer to the Hall of Fame game, how we approach that, stuff like that. More baseball, more everything, all that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck, unless you're against us. Take care, folks.